Hello, good evening and welcome to News at 10 with me, Stephen Ante. You can hear me on 3FM 92.7 as well. Let's start with the day's major news highlights. The Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Obed Boama Akwa, has called for calm among the Ghana Armed Forces following the lynching of Captain Maxwell Mahama. Addressing a Durbar at the Burma camp in Accra, he encouraged his men to exercise restraint, avoid violence and reprisal attacks as the best way to honor their departed colleague. Meanwhile, the Cape Coast District Court 1 has remanded to police custody the 7 persons suspected to be involved in the murder of Captain Mahama to reappear before court on June 19. They were charged for conspiracy to commit murder and murder. In a related development, District Chief Executive for Dintra, Obuasi Daniel Epiening, has been suspended. Epiening has been ordered to hand over to the Deputy Central Regional Minister. And the Chief Justice Georgina Theodora Wood has inaugurated 11 specialized courts to handle lotto-related offences. This is aimed at reducing the activities of illegal lotto operators as well as prosecuting them in an expeditious manner. And the 2 suspects alleged to have murdered the late Member of Parliament for the Ebuakwa North constituency, Joseph Boachi Dankwa Edu, were on Thursday rearraigned before the Accra Central District Court after their release. Daniel Esiedu and Vincent Bosso were rearrested after they were discharged following a nolle prosequi issued by the Attorney General. And elsewhere, President Donald Trump Thursday announced his decision to withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Climate Accord, a major step that fulfills a campaign promise while seriously dampening global efforts to curb global warming. The decision amounts to a rebuttal of the worldwide efforts to pressure Trump to remain a part of the agreement which 195 nations signed onto. Those were our major news highlights. We are streaming live on our Facebook page. Up next is the big one. Welcome. The Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Obed Boama Akwa, has called for calm among the Ghana Armed Forces and following the lynching of Captain Maxwell Mahama. Addressing a Durbar at the Burma camp in Accra, he encourages men to exercise restraint, avoid violence and reprisal attacks as the best way to honor their departed colleague.
Men and women of the Army, Navy and the Air Force making up the Ghana Armed Forces gathered for the emergency Durbar to calm their nerves after the lynching of their comrade, Captain Maxwell Adam Mahama.
May the soul of Captain Maxwell Adam Mahama and the souls of the faithful departed rest in perfect peace.
Obviously not their usual posture, clearly demoralized.
As a military institution, Captain Mahama's untimely demise puts a great strain on our resilience as a fighting force, our coping abilities, and our response to crisis.
The Chief of Defense Staff, Director General Obi Akwa, regretted the unbridled posting and sharing of videos and still pictures of the incident on social media and lamented about the pain it brings to the bereaved family.
May I use this opportunity to appeal to you to resist the temptation of rebroadcasting such disturbing images. We must honor our departed colleague and also respect the sensibilities of the bereaved family.
Some of the men could not hide their displeasure and anger at the turnout of events.
You have all the bodyguards around you, but when you wake up early morning and you perform your own personal exercise, nobody will be there, and you don't know who is also training you. Places that we go, that forestry duties and those things that we have been doing, assisting them. So I would suggest we leave the work for the police to also so that we come back to our.
Yes, again, the DC of the area statement that he was the commander of soldiers protecting the illegals. If DC issue goes on, if we can also shoot, we should shoot the DC. Once we are the last resort in this country, if we allow ourselves to be beaten this way, something might happen. I'm suggesting in Matthew 26:52, he who draws the sword must die. Someone to the people that provide medical services to assign us to provide. That will also not be. The next time this will happen. Yes.
The best respect we can pay to our fallen colleague is to ensure that his person is not associated with further violence. We must refrain from any reprisals or retaliatory actions.
But the CDS gave the assurance that steps are being taken within their mandate to protect the officers while ensuring that the laws of the state are duly respected. Others raised concerns over available support for the family of the deceased, especially his wife and children. The CDS revealed many individuals have indicated their intentions to support the welfare of their children. Indeed, Monday, May 29, will go down as one of the darkest days in the history of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Right, let's stay on this issue a little bit and focus on the rebroadcast of the harrowing video involving the lynching of Captain Maxwell Mahama. Nenyi George Anda is the Deputy Minister of Communications and also a Member of Parliament for the Wutu Senya West in the Central Region. He's joining us via telephone. Good evening, sir, and thank you. We're grateful that you could join us. Now, there have been various videos on social media. The family is not pleased about that. We've also heard the military hierarchy recommending that soldiers should refrain themselves from sharing such video. Is government going to do anything about it at all to assist in this regard?
Good evening, and good evening to your viewers. I think first we would like to express our condolences to the wife, bereaved family, our condolences to his friends, and our condolences to the Ghana Armed Forces for this gruesome murder of Captain Mahama. That said, the ministry has taken a number of steps in line with good process and order, in line with our respect for the rights of individuals. We have lodged official complaints with the Data Protection Commission. That has been escalated. We are liaising with Facebook and Google to block the transmission or the forwarding of some of these images. This afternoon, Google confirmed that a number of URL links had been blocked on WhatsApp. We are working closely with Facebook, and we are looking forward to hearing some good news of the action that we have requested to be taken.
I know. That
said, per the data protection laws, the family has to lodge a complaint themselves to complement what government is doing. The citizens, should desist from forwarding these gruesome images. It is actually illegal for these images to be forwarded or to be kept on anybody's handset. We have further escalated and we are working with the National Communications Authority. We are working with all the telcos, and we are hoping that within the shortest possible time, these images would not be able to be transmitted or forwarded on any of the telcos network.
I was earlier wanted to ask you within what legal framework you're doing this. I know that the freedoms and associations to freely express ourselves, and also the fact that there are laws which do not allow curtailing of such freedoms. I'm wondering whether the action to stop this, which I agree perfectly is in the right direction, is socially acceptable. Are they within legal parameters?
It is. We are working within the law. The Data Protection Act makes these provisions, and like I said, it is actually illegal for any individual to be keeping these images and to be sharing these images. The fact that somebody sends to you and you also send it to somebody else means that you are also being part of those that are perpetuating the illegality. But our primary objective now is to educate the citizens, make sure that they are not themselves forwarding and they are not accessing these images, and also to work with our partners, with the support of the NCA, with the support of the telcos, with Facebook and Google, to try and stop the onward forwarding.
Mazanda, we're grateful. We're grateful extremely for your time. Thank you very much. George Anda is Deputy Communications Minister. Now, away from that, the suspended District Chief Executive of Upper Denchira West and the District Police Commander have both expressed varied positions on the role the slain soldier Captain Maxwell Mahama played in the area. Defiant District Chief Executive Daniel Epiening insists he is not afraid to lose his job for stating the District Security Council had no knowledge of the existence of the military in the area. Komala Kluche has the following report.
Schools remain shut, pupils have all run away from the town. It's a total shutdown of Denchira Boase. This widow narrates what she knows about Captain Maxwell Mahama.
The soldier passed here and said he wanted to buy some wares. He said he was going to Boase and will be back to purchase the items. I heard later he was killed. I was terrified.
The area, these are the evidences. You can see sleepers of some of them who have deserted the area. This used to be one place we understand that they often crowded in the evenings.
There's heavy military patrolling the area. Suspects are on the run. The police on their heels. The raging controversy of what the army officer was sent there to do is under scrutiny. The police have a stand.
And so you knew about the military men within your area?
Yes, they are in my area here, but their main activity is centered at the mining site.
The head of the District Security Council has also taken a position.
So you've never had any interaction with them?
Not at all. I would never lie.
But you see
the truth is one. Komla, I'm a district chief executive. You expect that if probably I've seen a military man or somebody dressed in a military uniform, I assume that he's here in my district. It's something. Let us be honest to ourselves.
Documents available to us from the assembly showed the soldiers were protecting a mining concession belonging to C&J Alaska Mining. Some members of the assembly were recently sued for prospecting on the concessions of C&J Alaska Mining. The assembly shown an interlocutory injunction. What type of mine is C&J Alaska?
Is it no. The mining going on there is not Alaska mining.
Galamsey?
Now, the terms Galamsey, small scale mining, whatever, Okano and Kenya, you get a problem.
The chiefs of the Denchira Traditional Council have denied Galamsey activities in the area. We found our days after 5 minutes drive from Diaso, the district capital.
We can see the level of destruction that's been put here. You can
see, it's quite revealing. Even though they are not working, I'm not too sure. Let me just speak a quick word from this gentleman here. Busumi Senia Mujai Ejomanawa. We have not been working for 3 months. What we are currently doing is filling, which we are here to monitor. Komla Kluche, TV3 News, Denchra Boise.
And here in Accra, I'm Stephen Ante. This is News at 10. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, has urged the National Road Safety Commission to suspend the proposed towing charges expected to be levied on vehicles. The charges require that private vehicles owners pay 20 cedis annually, commercial vehicles and taxis will pay 40, motorbikes 10, and minibuses 80 cedis, while trucks will be charged between 80 cedis and 200 cedis depending on their tonnage. But COPEC believes, in effect, though it's applicable on paper to only vehicle owners, the entire population who depend on public and commercial transport systems for their daily activities will end up paying for the same. Right, I have with me in the studio Duncan Amwa, who is the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC. Ms. Amwa, good evening. How are you, sir?
Good evening, Steve, and good evening to your cherished viewers.
So, COPEC, your view is that this is purely extortionist, an attempt to further burden vehicle owners and commuters.
Steve, you couldn't have described it any better. We are in a country where everything is passed on to the populace. Sometimes you end up asking, do we have so much to spare and to spend such that the authorities cannot sometimes even look at the cost implication on the populace? What this towing arrangement is seeking to do, let me start by saying fundamentally we are not against it. Indeed, the carnage on our roads, some are attributed to people abandoning their vehicles on some parts of the roads. And so if for any reason those vehicles would have to be towed to a safer point so that the roads are safe, no reasonable Ghanaian, no reasonable human being will be against such a motive.
But what exactly are you against?
It is the implementation.
But the implementation is an implementation of a law which was passed in 2012.
You see, Steve, the law says that there should be a towing system. That is what the law is asking for. However, the implementation is now suggesting that every Ghanaian vehicle owner is going to pay for towing. And that is where we have a problem.
Whether or not your car ever breaks down, you keep paying.
Steve, the challenge there is you don't charge me for a service I have not subscribed to. A service that I probably do not require. We have stated that elsewhere, across most civilized countries, the towing system and the ticketing system is working and very effective. If your vehicle has to be at a point for 30 minutes an hour, local authorities have a way of moving the vehicle to a safer point. If you come back, you pick your ticket and how much it costs to move the vehicle. You take your ticket and then you go your way.
But to suggest that everybody should pay 20 cedis, 30 cedis, 10 cedis, this is a fair distribution. I mean, for example, my car breaks down on a highway and I'm not registered. I mean, in other places like the UK where the AA, you need to register with them so that when your car breaks down, they come tow it for you at no cost at all. They give you a replacement vehicle whilst your car is being handled. And all of those, I know. But we don't have anything like that. And I'm supposed to pay 20. I'd rather pay 20 than I don't pay 20 and then my car breaks down and I pay 700.
See, Steve, it is indeed. You captured it right with the AA system. You subscribe to it. You believe that as a road user, you might not always have money to be able to. If I also believe that I am maintaining my vehicle very well and for which reason I'm not likely
to get a breakdown.
To break down such I can't move my vehicle to a safer point. Then I would have a choice to say I need some towing arrangement. So I would opt for the service. Not where you charge all and sundry And you see, the figures we are talking about are initial figures. Our fears is even further heightened by the fact that you could wake up the following month, the following year, and 20 has gone up to 100, as we've seen with insurance in this country. Sometimes you wake up, it's gone up by 100%, 200%. So these charges are initial charges. But even the initial charges are not very funny. Steve, one of the very challenging aspects is asking a motorbike to pay for towing service, with the excuse that indeed they also use the roads, so if the cars are towed, it bodes well for them. What you are asking Ghanaians to do today is to pay for a restaurant because they all go hungry at some point. The restaurant is operating. So because you might not have money in your pocket at a point when you are hungry, we should all pay for the restaurant.
So your alternative is simple, that they should leave it open for those who require the service to register.
Exactly.
What about if everyone decides not to register and then continuously more cars break down on the highway?
Steve, that is why we have suggested continuously, if my vehicle breaks down unexpectedly, it needs to be moved to a safer distance. I will come for my vehicle. Elsewhere, if you don't go for the vehicle after a certain number of days, the vehicle can be auctioned to defray whatever, and whatever is left, they could, talk to you about it. So here, it wouldn't be too far-fetched if you left the option of me registering first. If I wouldn't and my vehicle breaks down in the middle of some portion of the road that needs to be towed, you do so, you give me my ticket. I don't think my brother staying in Sunyani should pay for my recklessness. If I have left my vehicle in the middle of the road for 2 days, right, and the vehicle is towed, a taxi driver sitting somewhere trying to make some ends meet is being surcharged because we all have to contribute. That sort of system.
Have you had any kind of consultation, discussions with the National Road Safety on these concerns? I'm sure as an institution you could pass a comment here or there, or make a petition to them.
Steve, we have had some initial contact. The posture doesn't look very helpful. Let me repeat again. We are not against towing systems in Ghana.
But do you think the option should be left to
car owners? The option should be left to people to subscribe to. And then where necessary, Steve, instead of going for a sole sourcing arrangement as we have currently, we have even suggested that we have 216 MMDAs. Is it possible that we even grant these MMDAs the autonomy to be able to set up their own towing facilities, such that they can monitor their own roads, except the highways? If the highways could be left to MTTD, such that we give them those towing vehicles to ply point A, point B, they do patrolling already, Steve.
Right.
The system we are implementing today, we are expecting to roll out in July, sounds more punitive than something to correct.
Right.
A challenge we have.
We're grateful for
this.
your time, and this is News at 10. Let's move away from road traffic and towing. The Chief Justice, Georgina Theodora Wood, has inaugurated 11 specialized courts to handle lotto-related offences. This is aimed at reducing the activities of illegal lotto operators, as well as prosecuting them in an expeditious manner.
The National Lottery Authority, NLA, was established by the National Lotto Act 2006, Act 722, to regulate, supervise, conduct and manage national lottery. Its objectives include raising revenue for the nation and providing care and protection for the physically and mentally afflicted. But in recent times, its functions provided by the Act and Lottery Regulation 2008, LI 1948, has come under threat following the activities of illegal private lotto operators. For this reason, the NLA applied to the Attorney General for an executive instrument to prosecute its own cases by virtue of its specialized nature. The Chief Justice, in a speech read by a Court of Appeal Judge, Justice Dennis Ajay, cautioned all lotto operators to get licenses.
Judges who are assigned to this course will receive regular training to give them a better appreciation of the legal issues involved in lotto operations, as well as illegal lotto operations, to enable them to handle cases efficiently and impose sentences that commensurate with the offenses. It is expected that this launch of the lotto course will send a word of caution to all illegal lotto operators.
Director General of the NLA, Kofi Osei-Amel, expressed anxiety over the activities of illegal operators and advised them to come on board.
This is not exclusive or restrictive to the banker-to-banker operators, but all lotto-related cases, including the telcos and other companies that are operating illegally in the country, and also the gaming, who are admitting underage children to their premises.
The 11 courts are spread across the country, with each region having one and Accra having two.
And that's it for News at 10. Thanks for making time with us, and thanks for listening to us on 3FM 92.7. There is more news at 3news.com. Good night.